Hello YouTube, it's been a while, like in terms of my actual talking. And the reason why it's been a while in terms of my actual talking is because I've been trying to sort all my embroidery, threads, floss, whatever you want to call them, for my cross-stitch things. And by sort them out, I mean, I don't know if you've had to see this, but creating my own bobbins. There you go, there's a close-up. I create them by drawing them on card. In this case, it's packaging from roast pork. Sometimes it's a toothpaste box. But when they've been sorted out, oh god, one of these is coming undone. Oh crap. When they're not coming undone, I wind the floss around them. I've given, to me, this one matched 218. Got scrappy writing. And for those that aren't sure, think, no, that's the wrong 218. It's anchor I use. Quite a few of my threads are anchor, so yes, the numbers are accurate, but some of them aren't. Some of them are like non-branded, and I've got Moon Brand. Don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. I think it's like a Chinese one. But yeah, I've got blues. That looks like a brown. I think that's a brown. More blue, more brown. I think that's supposed to be grey. Try and find some colours I might be able to see. So I fish it more blue. That's fantastic. Got another blue. And is that white? Oh wait a minute. No, what am I? 376. Oh, that's not coffee very light, but it's DMC. Oh no, is that not 387? It's either this or one of the others. The DMC is actually that ecru colour. Or off-white, I believe. We've got 25. It's pink. Yeah. That's why I've taken so long to talk. And yes, I got my headset on, so hopefully I can be heard. It's because I was sorting out all these. I'll finish putting them away in a minute. Ones that haven't been sorted out. This box I use for like scraps. I've got that. And I think that's orange red. And scraps. I don't ditch my scraps. It's usually for whenever skeins get really low and I haven't sorted them out. Yeah, and we've got a bit of variegation now. I've always called them variation, or multi-colourway, or something. Multi-skein colourway. I can't remember how I used to refer to it. In my other post-Chinese takeaway food box, we have that, and some of them, as well as get off you thing. Ones that haven't been numbered because I don't know what to match them up with. Got a nice rainbow coloured one. One that kind of reminds me of honeycomb for some reason, or like maybe a crunchy. Anyone know the crunchy? That nice sweetie thing that after a while hurts my teeth. And a lot of that pinky shade. But yeah, these ones I couldn't, with the exception of the metallics that I had to guess the conversion numbers of, I couldn't actually number them because, as I said, I couldn't find a match. Well, except for 35 though, which should be in there. It's the wrong blooming thing. I've still got all these in here, but then I'll weigh again in a minute. Yeah. Because one thing I was wanting to do, but also never did, well, bar from finish the front panel. Or technically what should be a front panel, because it's like it's a box, technically, that you're supposed to make it of plastic. canvas, and you have a lid, and you got the 4 side panels, and the base is, well, technically blank, but it uses ecru because it's all done in DMC colours. I had a wonderful time converting it, but that's actually the front, the beginning of the alphabet. And I don't know if I've managed to rub them off properly, but I did attempt at gridding. It was not bad for that. The top main sampler, on the other hand, can I just commend those that actually use gridding and are able to use them to make sure all their patterns are in the correct placing? Because I gridded it all up properly, and I followed the squares on the pattern to the squares on the grid, or vice versa, however you wish to put it. And it is still 2 rows to the left, and 2 columns to the left, and 1 row up. And I'm constantly checking, and I still don't know how it managed it, but that is actually wrong placement. That is not correct on the grid. So I'm just ignoring the squares and doing the pattern, because when actually checking the pattern to itself, you know, if I've misplaced everything's in the correct places, right spacing. But when you actually check the gridding, it's all misaligned apparently. Somehow. I think it's the pattern matches the grid, and when I was following the pattern, it then mismatched, or I can't remember which way around, but it matches one set of squares, and I've forgotten which. And I don't know, when it came to doing my stash-esque video, I don't know how well things showed up, because how I hold them and where I'm sitting. I'll deal with these in a minute. But, oh, too far. There's the moon. There it is. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. That's what it's supposed to look like when finished. If I get around to using the plastic canvas. When I first did the picture, I did do it on plastic canvas, but I'd forgotten to leave a row around all sides of each piece to join them together. So it ended up being what the material looks like, just like a main sampler with 4 panels. Panel samplers. Yeah. See, I'm supposed to leave, like, round here, gaps, but you can't see it. Or I didn't. But as it was plastic, again, I'm not sure how well it's going to show up. I'm actually supposed to use that tent stitch, but I can't be bothered using tent stitch. For the simple reason, it says 4 strands for tent stitch. Yeah, like if you do it in cross stitch, it's only 2, because it's 14. And it's the same effect. So, and I think it looks better in cross stitch than it does in tent stitch. So, yeah. I'm doing it in cross stitch. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, there's obviously my fairy pattern here. I can't remember if I showed that St. Patrick's Day picture that I made. I don't think so. Because I must have not, because it was... Actually, no, I might have, because it was at the beginning of the month, but in case I didn't, it was one of the patterns I made last month. It's St. Patrick's Day stuff. It's like page 1, page 2, if it's showing up properly. I didn't bother with page 3 because it's blank bar, like grid lines, there's no actual pattern on it. 4. Oh, garbage, don't tell me you're coming out, I'm not in the mood for that. 5. Try and put these back in. Please stay back in. Thank you. And 6. Basically, that's what page 3 looked like, but without any like squares on it. And yes, I use the symbols on colour format because it's what I see. With colour blocks. It depends on how many colours it is. If it's just your basic red, orange, green, whatever, yeah, I'm fine. If it's different tones of the same colour, no. Oh, my Christmas one I did. Woo! My Christmas one. That was one I did so as I can have something to sell at the community garden stall a couple of years ago. Right. Another thing I wanted to show. I suck at drawing. But that's my drawing. The reason I'm showing this is because here it's loose. And all this lot, although repositioned, yeah, cross-stitch pattern perhaps. But yeah, the other one, which is the picture on the desktop, was actually the artist of that picture is the author of the fan fiction that that design of the character comes from. And this is what it looks like. Gridded. Well, I say gridded, put on graph paper. The printable graph paper from that so-and-so website, the UK one. Because my graph paper from the Works 2004 suite is not the... Oh, if I put them side by side. As you can see, which one might have a better layout in terms of putting patterns on. Because for the picture there I had to print it and trace it. Another one I liked was by one of the other readers. Well, yeah, another reader of the fan fiction. It goes by the DeviantArt name of Lacewing. This one's based off, I think it's chapter 4, possibly. It's one that's based in Australia, anyway. I love that picture. Reala doesn't like being called cute. Get very harsh punishment if you call Reala cute. Oh, and this was my first attempt at transferring my drawing. This paper is really thin, so I can use it like tracing paper, so I just transferred my drawing, massive quotation marks there on the transfer, to that, and used that as a basis for putting it on the graph paper, but yeah. For me it's easier to do Knight's original design from the first game and Reala's design from the fan fiction because they're pretty much identical. It's just like, you know, opposite characters. But yeah, their designs are very similar. Another picture that I haven't transferred yet that the author drew, which I think is amazing. That I would love to do the cross-stitch design. It's called Wakey Wakey because of the Awakers. So yeah, they're my favourite pictures. It's Wakey Wakey. Call me cute and then sleeves. Picture on the desktop. So yeah, I was thinking of transferring them to cross-stitch sort of design pictures. I don't know whether to import them straight into the program, because I did at one point like attempt to manually put them in as pictures, and it didn't work. You know, as in like have the graph paper there and then manually click on the squares in my KosStitch program, which I use WinStitch for those that don't know. Also, other things that these are, well, that's all KosStitch pounds. This is what I use to help organise all my threads. There's printed off version. Just general colour chart. There's the DMC to anchor for all the ones where I did have DMCs, including the metallics. Because there's the metallics, there were some of the variations, and I did have about half a dozen standard solid colours, as I call them. So I just used that to help out, and I was surprised to find that there was like 3 or 4 of the colours when it came to me trying to convert them. They all like the number it converted to was the same number, and I'm like, have they like just not decided what number to give it, or is it like me? You know, the folks doing the conversion chart like me and have trouble seeing things. Because there's, I don't know if I've taken it out the thingy, but there is another floss chart where it actually shows the floss as floss, but because it's printed off, I don't know if I actually got things accurate or not. Yeah, get him out of the way. So what I've decided to do is, bar from saying what's in here, oh yeah, my old patterns from like 2000. Just thought I'd show that. But what I was thinking of doing is trying out one of those, putting one of the pictures as a cross-stitch pattern, be it sleeves, eternal fluffies, wakey wakey, or lace wings. Well, technically I should say sleeves by Eternal Fluffy, because the author drew both of them. Lace wings, dolphin Reala, or well, I'm thinking of putting all 3 in, but for the actual trying it out, I don't know whether to try it with one of them, or the picture I drew. Which is going to be fun. I think the easiest part, especially when it comes to the picture I drew, will be the Awaker, the little ghost thing with a sort of floppy fin on its head. Because if anyone's played Mario games, or even Sonic, another example, considering it's Sonic Team that created the Awakers, because it's the second Knights game, you know, it's a Sonic Team game, it's the Knight series. I think the actual best, although they do look a lot like Boos from the Mario universe, I think the best comparison to give them is in Sonic and Knuckles / Sonic 3 and Knuckles. When you get to Sandopolis Zone, second half, and you're inside the pyramid, these ghosts start showing up. And if anything, the Awakers really resemble the ghosts in their total dimmed the lights down phase, with this, you know, the going from the like little blobby things that look like sheets to sort of more round things with little tiny stubby arms. That's what they remind me of. I don't know if that's what they're based off of, but that's what they remind me of. Yeah, I could probably do a Sandopolis ghost as a picture as well. Have the two side by side. Some sort of reaction to each other. Maybe even stick a boo in there just for the lols. Ghosts for Mario and Sonic series. Or, well, boos would be Mario, Sandopolis would be Sonic, and obviously the Awakers would be, you know, Knights. Ghosts over the years. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and put some of this stuff away, because I'm sitting on the edge of my bed here. If I get any further that way, I'm going to fall off. And yeah, soon, hopefully, I'll try out importing the pictures into the program, or just trying to manually put my picture into the program. We'll find out on the next video. Thank you.